100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards, 100 yards, run it.
Yo, I'm Prez, aka Cheap Allegations Poppy, aka Get Fit Poppy, and I'm with
Leland Robinson,
CEO of Sugar Hill Records. What's good? Welcome. How you
Thank
been?
for having me here, brother. Appreciate you.
How you been? Like, how's?
Oh, life is good, man. You know, just get up every day, praise the Lord every morning before I wake up, and when I wake up, I praise the Lord every day, and just hope that today's a better day than yesterday.
So you guys are you are a member of the first family of hip hop, and it's been the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So how's that been? Like, you've been in hip hop your entire life, and you're part of the fabric of hip hop, and they're just celebrating hip hop, everything from like the start to now. So how's that been?
Well, it's been a good situation because back in 1979, my mother, Sylvia Robinson, put out the first rap record, which was Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. And then from there, it took off from there, and we didn't know it was going to. I didn't know it was going to be as big as it is, because I was still in high school at the time. But she said it was going to be big, and a lot of people denied it. Said, it's not going to be big. It's just something we're going through, you know what I mean? And here it is, in 2023, the largest genre of music out.
So you said you was in high school when Rapper's Delight came out. You were in high school.
High school, yeah.
So what's that like, being in high school and like people are playing that record and your mom's architect, like, was the architect of putting that together, like?
So it was a good situation, being in high school. I went to public schools. You know what I mean? It was, you heard the music being played. People dancing to it, everything, but being young, you don't really understand, what's really going on in the music industry. This is something your parents did, whatever. So all we did was dance to it and everything else. But, nothing ever changed in my life, as far as growing up in, schools and stuff like that.
So, I mean, you was like, yo, we did that. And they were like, nah, y'all did it. Like, none of that happened?
Well, I wasn't that type of kid, whereas I was spoiled or a brat. You know what I'm saying? I was just happy to be a part of whatever it was, and I wasn't that type of kid where someone would be like, "Yo, your mom's did that." I'd be like, "Yeah, we did that. We responsible for all that."
Nah, you wasn't like that?
Nah, I wasn't like that.
Nah, I might have milked me. I probably would have milked. Yo, I wrote some of it. I was on the hook.
Nah, I get you. But these days are different than back then. You know what I'm saying? We back then, it was much different than it is today. Like, today, if it happened and my mom threw out a record this year and it took off multi-millions, yeah, we did that. Yeah, my mom did that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But back then,
you'd have been pulling up to school in V's, like, yeah.
You already know. Yep. So that's basically it, though.
Yeah, you just had like A&E was talking about, they had Hip Hop Chronicles, and you guys were like featured on that. What was that like?
That was great. I have like the first test pressing of Rapper's Delight. So, after the studio, you would go into mastering. From mastering, you go into making your press. So when you make your press, it was like a real heavy album. You know what I mean? So that's where all the grooves and all that kind of stuff is on the record when you look at it. And, you take it home and you play it. You know what I mean? So, like, nowadays, we might get it on CD after we leave the studio. We get in the car, we play it or whatever.
I don't even know. I don't remember the last time I seen it like a CD. Like,
yeah, with Pro Tools or whatever, they take it, they put it on CDs, or they might put it on USBs, or they might download the songs just so that you could take it outside and listen to it in your car, or whatever the situation is. Back then, it was records.
Yeah.
So this is actually the first record that was produced. First rap record that's ever been produced on this wax that I have.
That's crazy.
So they wanted it for the TV show. They wanted it for, not the TV show, excuse me. So they wanted it for the museum.
The hip hop museum being built.
Yeah. You said did not do it?
No, the one that's being built.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you got to watch that, episodes to see what happens.
Yeah. You're not giving none of it away.
Nah.
Hey, you're putting out a book too?
Yeah, I'm putting out a book. Started writing it last year. with some very good friends of mine, Lynn Hobson, Trina Stackhouse. You know, they helped me write the book. Late at night, they on the phone with me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when, you know, it was my time to, like, get, when it's their time to get whatever they wanted to get out of me. That was the time they got out of me. Oh, he's sleepy. He's tired. He'll
So
talk.
hold on. So you're up at 2, 3 in the morning, and it's like, yo, let's discuss this book.
I just get the phone call and answer the call.
Wow.
You know, and they knew I was up anyway because I keep late hours regardless. So
I mean, you're CEO of a record label. You probably have to keep late hours.
I'm on top of everything.
Everything? I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't letting nothing slip by the cracks.
So if you can give some of the book away, what's like what's being discussed in the book?
You got to read the book.
Oh, okay.
But basically, it's just my life, growing up in music. My parents, how they was as parents. It's just the whole story. It's a great situation.
What was that like? Like your mother is one of the, like, you know, she helped start hip hop. So how, like, growing up hip hop, like, how was that like?
Again, you know, it never changed my life, and the way I am right now is the way I was back in school. You know what I'm saying? I never changed anything. I mean, we grew up hip hop, even knowing that, you know, here it is. She started, you know, this genre of music, you know, commercially, and I could be acting like, you know, like I'm better than somebody else, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
we all the same, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And my parents always taught us to be very humble. You know what I mean? So that's basically it.
What you want the legacy of Sugar Hill Records to be?
Well, this legacy will probably go on a lot longer and a lot than you and I both will go, because we're involved with a lot of records that's out there that a lot of people don't know about. So, you know, we have worked with Jay-Z on a few of his albums. We have worked with Kanye West on 2 or 3 of his albums. We have worked with Drake. We have worked with Ice Cube. We have worked with Dr. Dre. We have worked with 2 Chainz. We have worked with AZ. We have worked with Nas. The list goes on. And a lot of these new rappers out now, we have a lot of work on. So, it's more so we're still a part of hip-hop, whether they look at it or not. And right now I'm actually working on, like, the snippet, like a 2-minute snippet of basically all the songs that my mom, Sylvia Robinson, is a part of and what she has gave to the industry. So I'm putting that together now, and then, you know, people will be like, wow, you know what I'm saying, once they hear it, because a lot of major songs that's out there right now and that's been out there, look at Coil Ray. That's our record as well, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Her biggest song is, you know, part of Sylvia Robinson.
That's, yeah. So it's just like how, just off like stuff she did is still being felt today. Like,
Yeah. And not even that. Like, you know, she was an artist back in the 60s and all that kind of stuff, too. So a lot of her music is still being sampled, and, you know, the catalogs that she bought and all kind of stuff back then, it's still working.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. So what's it like being a CEO of a record label? Like, what is your, like, day like?
Get up in the morning, as soon as you open your eyes, pray, go to work, and try to stay ahead of the game. Meaning, because, like, she started a genre of music called, you know, hip hop, I just want to stay on top of things and try to get a little bit further out than a lot of these companies are. And for instance, like, we started doing re-records with the original artists. So we got Melly Mel and them come back in the studio and re-record their records. And, you know, we're back in business again, you know what I mean, with all these guys. Grandmaster Flash Furious 5, the Sugar Hill Gang, we're still doing a lot of things together. And we went in and redid the re-records. So now, basically, you see, what's that lady's name? She just redid a whole album. I forgot her name. She gave all these people like $100,000 work for her. Some big artists.
Not Taylor Swift. Taylor
Taylor,
Swift.
yeah, she went in. She went in and redid all her masters over and everything. And now, when you look at the sales, they're not even buying the original. They're buying the re-records that she put out. So that put the record company in deep trouble. So now I just was reading something that the record companies now are going to put in some language in their contracts when they sign the artists that you can't go back and re-record your albums or do anything for the next 20 to 30 years.
That's crazy.
So I was ahead of the game. I was ahead of her, way ahead of her.
Way ahead of her. All right.
You know what I mean? Still ahead of a lot of people with it. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they don't see it yet, but they better get to it.
So for the OGs of hip hop, I'm gonna ask this question. So for the 50th anniversary, they brought back a lot of the older rappers, some of the founding fathers, and they did shows, they did celebrations just for the 50th anniversary. So and a lot of them got a lot of great feedback, a lot of positive responses. So next year on the 51st birthday of hip hop's 51st birthday, can we see more older artists touring, doing more shows, or just being more active? Because you've seen a lot of people just positively respond to them.
Well, I think that with the 50th anniversary, I'm real interested in seeing what happens on the 51st year.
Me too.
Are y'all gonna just drop the ball?
Yeah, because I feel not to be messed up, I feel a lot of them were not to say paraded or put on display, but it's a lot of them were brought back, and it's yo, they're still doing shows, they're still active, but
all the groups that are on Sugar Hill are still active.
Yeah,
Sugar Hill Gang is still majorly active. Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and them are still active and still working on tour, still touring. They're out now doing 10 dates back to back.
Back to back, I hear that.
So they're really busy.
Yeah, I just want to see for the 51st, will they still get that same love and response? Because I think that was pretty cool.
Well, it ends in April or August of 2024.
For maybe,
I think it's August.
I think it's August. Yeah,
yeah. I think in August 2024 is when it ends. So,
well, technically that is the year. Yeah,
right.
That would make a whole year. Yeah.
So we want to see what happens when that happens.
I'm interested. I hope they still can get.
Yeah, because everybody's talking about the 50-50-50, you know what I'm saying? But what's going to happen on 51st year?
Yeah, are we just going to all right, we're going to go back.
Nah, yeah. It'll be it's dead and over with. Let's keep it going back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I wouldn't not like to see it. Because I feel I think hip-hop is one of the few genres, but guys in their 50s and 60s will argue with teenagers about who's better, what they like. And I just think we could be, I get it. What was good, not good, but what you like is different from what I like, but we can still find common ground. I think hip hop.
Well, you never be able to find common grounds because who's your favorite basketball player?
All time, Kobe Bryant.
Okay, what about was Kobe Bryant better than Michael Jordan?
It's debatable, but I'm not gonna be mad if you think Mike is better, and I'm not gonna be mad if you think
it's just that because you were a lot younger,
yeah,
and you grew up in you might have grown up in the Kobe, biggest years or whatever.
Yeah, I saw I was 8 when Mike won his last championship. So
you know what I mean. So Michael was was a one of a kind dude, man. This guy was incredible. I can't see anybody being Michael Jordan again. You know what I mean? If you had to take and bet your life on it, Kobe Bryant for the last shot, Michael Jordan the last shot, LeBron James the last shot. Either you miss it, you die, you live if they make it. I'm going with Michael Jordan.
I might go with Kobe. Well, we're not going with Bron, but
I'm going with Jordan 100%.
I'm going with Kobe.
I'm going with Jordan 100%. He's won many games, many of everything by himself. Last minute, last seconds.
I had that, but I definitely had it. Yeah.
But I mean, it's things change as we get older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you guys still putting out or still working on a biopic for Sylvia Robinson?
Yeah. Yep. We're still working on that as well. So that's the next thing we're working on as well too.
Yeah, you got a book, biopic. See, you're doing a lot.
Trying to listen. I might as well take advantage of the 50th, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually glad that you guys are taking advantage of the 50th.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Well, I mean, that's all we can do is take advantage of it. You know, being that So I guess I guess in 2029 they'll give us 50th anniversary of Rappers Delight. Is it? I think it was 1979.
Yeah, so it'll be 2029. Yeah,
So 2029 would be the 50th year of
Rappers
Rappers.
Delight. So y'all had to do it all over again. Yeah.
We get to do it all over again, and then I think 1979. Yep.
So what do you see hip hop looking like in this next 50 years? You don't know.
I don't know, man. I just hope to be here to see it,
Just
man.
be there to see
Forget
it.
about that, you know what I mean? But my thing is to try to leave a legacy. You know what I mean, so that people know what we did and what she was responsible for. That's the main thing. It's hard when you're a woman and in hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
Like hip hop is basically male driven. You could tell by how many male artists there is compared to female artists, rappers. But the females are really stepping up now. They're really doing their thing, and I'm really proud of that.
It's more. I think the right now, I think the women are like overtaking the men. Like,
yeah, because they saying things that men want to hear, that people want to hear.
you ain't lying. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
They saying the stuff that that everybody wants to hear. They're not talking. Everybody heard about rims, tires, BBS, cars, and all that kind of stuff. Them women is talking that shit that you want to hear.
And I think they it's funny when they always talk about like New York City hip hop, and it's like it's always been like aggressive, and I'm like, it's not with the men. The women are way more like way more aggressive.
Yep.
They're actually like rapping, like so. Like I like it. Like I like the
I like everything about rap, man. I like everything they doing, man.
That's actually like dope because like a lot of the OGs be like really like some of them like are cool and be like, yeah, I like it because like I'm not gonna tell somebody how to express themselves. And a lot of them are more like, nah, y'all gotta be doing it this way.
You gotta grow with the times though. You gotta go with the times. Like, like if this is what's going on, get with it or else you're gonna get lost.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? So I try to keep with it, keep watching it and listening to it and seeing how I can better my craft.
Are you still signing artists or not?
If the right artist comes by, I'm a very picky person.
Picky for artists?
Yeah. The person would have to be extremely, something different.
Oh, so you want like something that's gonna like shake the game up type shit?
I want something that's gonna be different. So my legacy will go down as, Leland started this.
So define the quote unquote the right artist.
When you get the right artist, you'll know it.
It just clicks like that.
Yeah, it's a feeling you'll get. It's when this artist is in the studio, how they make you feel while they're in there, while they're recording, that kind of stuff. You feel real good about it. And you like put your all into it. Be like, yo, I believe in this artist. I'm going all the way with it.
Not to say that you signed them or not. What was the last artist you like been in the studio or been around like you just felt that about?
I had an artist called Tiffany Carlin. She was out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She was the baddest singer I ever heard in my life.
Really?
And when I tell you one thing, you could put her on stage with Patti LaBelle, you could put her on stage with Whitney Houston, and she'd be right there hanging out. No problem.
Wow.
No problem hanging out with them. And the songs that I created with her was definitely catalog songs, like, great songs. And if I ever played you some of the songs, matter of fact, I'll send you one or two of her songs, so you could just listen to. If you sit back and just listen to it, she'll put like your hand, like the hairs on your hands stand up and stuff like that. She's that crazy with it.
Wow.
Yeah, she bring tears to your eyes. Like many nights I was in the studio, she brought tears.
Nah, if someone can make me cry after hearing her,
Listen,
I need
swear,
that.
She sang this song, man. It just had me in tears, man. Like, the song was called No More. She was just talking about how she couldn't take it no more. Like, her and her boyfriend, relationship. And she did this song in one take. And it was amazing. I played it for a lot of people. And it was like, well, what happened to this? What happened to her? At the time, I think that everything was imaging for record companies.
Oh, she didn't have like the right looks.
If you know, she was a very pretty girl. If you didn't look like the Tony Braxtons, if you wasn't like 125 to 150 pounds, and you was in the wrong direction.
Wow.
And I think that they didn't know. I signed her to Motown, and I didn't think that they knew what to do with her.
That happens a lot more times than people want to like admit. Yeah.
I tell you, incredible. Actually, she's singing on the song with Cameron, that Daydreaming song that Cameron did.
Really? That's her?
Yeah,
wow.
that's her.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Who's your favorite artist of all time?
My favorite artist?
Yeah, of all time.
I don't know, man. I like all of them, man. I can't front. I like Jay. I like Fab. I love Jadakiss. Cameron and Joel's, all those guys are my boys. You know what I'm saying? I just like good music, man. You know what I mean? I really don't have a favorite. If I got in my car, I'd put on maybe the best of Killer Cam, the best of Dipset.
Oh, so you're the guy that just like shuffle and just go.
I'm the guy that's gonna pick out my favorite songs, put them on a USB, and be like, go boom. All my songs are straight.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'll just put all my favorite song into a playlist and just go about it that way.
The only album that I can take and play from beginning to end is the NWA's album, Nigga for Life.
Really? Great album.
That was a masterpiece. Yeah, because what happened was they made that album, whereas one song went into the next song, so they could be talking about murder in the song, and then it would go to the courthouse, and from the courthouse it would go into another song that's pertaining something similar. They just had it. They had concept with reality.
So it was like a movie in music form. In music form, yes,
those was serious, man. Serious album.
More. Go ahead.
You can just re-ask it.
All right.
What is like a newer artist that piqued your interest?
Give me a newer artist that piqued your interest.
The ones who bring the checks. Nah, just joking.
Appreciate the honesty.
Nah. Yeah, once you do some stuff with us, yeah, they the best. Nah, I'm just joking. I just like all of them. I like all the artists. I really appreciate what they do. You know what I mean? I appreciate what they do, and I listen. I like all rap artists. I like R&B too, but I like them all.
So you never got into any of like the New York versus the down south debates?
No, and the reason for that is like, I go to Atlanta, I go down south to a few different places sometimes. If you go to those clubs, 99% of the music is all down south music, and then they'll give you 10 minutes of the New York, but then they're going right back
to down south.
You know what I mean? So what's great about them guys down there is they really do for each other. You know what I'm saying? They play their own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the only people up here that's not playing our own shit.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? So they definitely play their own shit, and they make sure you get it before you leave that club.
That makes way more sense. Like I'm not gonna say how does New York restore the feeling, because we hear that a lot, but like how does New York, not to be rude, like correct itself or fix itself?
Again, I don't know if it's broken, but I just think that you got to change with the times. So if it was me as a rapper, and I came out with a few albums, I'm from New York, you know what I mean? I see the music industry going south. I'm going down south to work with some producers.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going down south to get some of that shit that they got down there.
Yeah, so
give
like
me some of that, them 808s and all that kind of shit. Give me that shit that they got down there, so that I'm not gonna be lost.
So you just gotta go where the heat is at, pretty much.
You can call me what you want to call me. Sell out, this nigga doing some down south shit, man. Fuck that. Because if that's where the audience is and that's what they listening to, you gotta be able to change with the times.
To serve your customers, you got to go where they go.
It's only a few artists that can, put out that New York shit. You know what I'm saying? That, that can really sell all over again. And that's the big artists, you know what I mean? But listen, I wouldn't have no problem jumping on there and being like, yo, music's in Atlanta now, man. I got to get down there and get these producers. Work down there and do some songs. And if it go to California later, 4 years later, I'm going to Cali. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just change my shit up.
Yeah, and I also feel like today music really has, outside of like accents, music really has like no geographical sound anymore.
You know who one of my favorite artists was? I like T-Pain, man.
Really? I like T-Pain too.
Yeah, man.
T-Pain was dope.
I think he was very creative, man. He made great music. A hell of a producer. If I was in the mix, I would have like, even with like Fetty Wap, I think I would have said to Fetty, if I was working with Fetty, I'd have been like, Fetty, okay, let's go out there and fuck with T-Pain. Because he got that same shit that what you doing.
He kind of was like, I ain't gonna say like one of T-Pain's sons, but he was kind of one of T-Pain's, like he on the family tree. Like,
okay, but could you see them working together and coming out with heat?
Yeah, it would have been, at that time, I thought that might have like extended Fetty's run a little bit longer if he'd have worked with someone like a T-Pain.
And T-Pain would have been longer too.
Because I think like Future is like another one of like, he's on like the family tree of T-Pain, because he's doing some of the stuff T-Pain was doing, but I think he just took it to like another level, and then he kind of made it his own lane.
Yep. And the reason I like T-Pain is I think that he has a lot of catalog songs. I think he has great songs that everybody's still gonna play, because when you go to the club in Atlanta, when they put on some of his songs, them niggas still be rocking like it just came out yesterday.
It just came out yesterday. And I think he made, like, if you put the 2000s like in a book and you open it up, he gonna be in there. And a lot of like now, because like the 2000s is now quote unquote retro. Like people will play, like, go to 2000s parties, throw on the jeans with the NBA patches on them, throwback jersey, big T-shirt, do-rag, and play mad T-Pain songs from that era. So like,
yeah, so
it's definitely wild. I'm actually like 2 more questions and we're gonna get out of here. If you were mayor of New York, give me like one law that you would change.
If I was the mayor of New York?
If you was the mayor of New York City.
Let's go back to that question later. Go back, actually the next question.
The next question. Next question.
You stuck.
I'm stuck, yeah. You want to know if I was mayor of New York, what laws I would change?
Yeah, let me hear that.
If I was mayor of New York, I would have all the police officers that serve the community, they would have to like live in New York.
To keep the money in New York.
To keep the money in New York, but to get more familiar with the neighborhoods. I think if you live in like Long Island,
you should become a Long Island cop.
Yeah, like if you're a New York City cop, know your neighborhood, know your people, because a lot of them don't serve the community. They're just like.
But you know what happens?
What's that?
I grew up with you. I'm a police officer. And we fly. We grew up together. You do some wrong shit, I got to turn my head and be like, oh, that's my nigga. I can't do that.
But then if you know I'm a cop, you might be like, I'm not going to disrespect.
No, but they seen you do it already. You got a warrant for your arrest. I know you.
That's
I see you on the corner.
But then you can't be a cop with a warrant. Like,
no, but I'm just saying, you got a warrant for your arrest. And I'm a police officer. And we went to school together. We grew up together. We fly. I got to be like,
yo, listen,
you
clean your shit.
Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Instead of maybe locking you up because maybe you did the wrong thing.
But would you rather be like, if you are in the jail with police, would you rather like know the officer or not know the officer?
I'd rather know the officer. The reason for that is he's gonna make things a little bit easier walking in.
Yeah, he's not gonna like, go up upside my head.
He's gonna grab you outside. He's gonna let you make your phone calls because you know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd rather
he's gonna give you the same respect that you give him.
So I'd rather know my officers. So like, you got a dude from Long Island or living in Long Island, like, has no idea what the community goes on in the community. So like,
I don't know about that. I don't.
It's just the idea.
Again, I live in Jersey, so it's a different thing with me. But if I was mayor of New York, I think I'd have cops on every corner. That'll stop the violence, maybe. Why would I do something? Why would I do something knowing that the cops on the corner?
Yeah.
One police officer in uniform sitting up there, sitting. You're not gonna do nothing crazy.
You're not. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Less shooting. You know what I mean? Put cameras. I'd put cameras on every street corner. Period.
You already got that though. They just,
Yeah. So you know, how are people still getting away with murder and all this other stuff?
I mean, you get caught eventually. Anything?
Well, you get caught if you don't got cameras. You get caught sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Next question: where can they find you on Instagram, social media?
Okay. You can find me at lelandrobinson.nj on Instagram. And if you know anybody got any questions they want to ask me, or if they want any information about about the music business, I'm always free to give out free advice. You know what I mean? I lived it. I know it. You know what I mean? So if anybody out there that's looking for some advice or get ready to do a deal with any of these major companies or whatever, you can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Leland, I want to ask you a few questions."
Yeah, what's good with the 360? They're gonna ask you that.
With the 360 deal, I get it and I don't get it.
What you get it? What you get about it?
What don't you get about it first?
What I don't get about it, I'm gonna say like why they sign it, but I kind of understand why they sign it because you kind of have to. It's the deal they're giving out. It's kind of like this is the industry now, so you have to kind of accept it.
Yes and no. Just think about this, right? You're an artist. I spend $500,000 on you. On recording you. I'll spend another $300,000 or $400,000 in marketing you and doing everything I do. So now I'm $800,000 in. You don't take off in the music industry, but you turn around and take off in the film industry.
I need my not to
So
say a
I
cut,
feel, I feel that. So I don't feel. They feel that without them putting you in that position that you're in, you would have never been where you're at today. So that's the way they feel about things. So they feel like they put out their money to help you, so help them.
It's kind of like one hand has to like wash the other. Yeah.
But I ain't with it.
I feel you. So I first honest answer we ever got about the 360, but yeah. So yeah, I'm Prez, aka Cheap Allegations Poppy, aka Get Fit Poppy, and I was with
Leland Robinson, Sugar Hill Records.
It's a wrap.